Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Speaking of Curves. I missed y'all on Tuesday, but I'm back and we have a very, very, very special guest. I'm Marie, the creator of The Curvy Fashionista, your plus size fashion resource destination. And the Speaking of Curves, like we do this live series every Tuesday and Thursday-ish at 12 p.m. noon to introduce you to the community, folks in the community, designers, creators, brands, boutiques. We do this to show support and love to those in the community, especially as we're dealing with this pandemic. It's important that we support and show love to the community in different ways. And today's guest is very, very, very extra special. So before I introduce you, I want to make sure that you let us know, leave us a comment. Like it's very interactive. You can ask questions, leave us a comment, tell us where you're tuning in from. Let us know if this is your first time tuning in. Welcome to the family, okay? So our special guest is literally family, like literally. She's my cousin, and she's a total badass. So Kristin is the reason why we had our TCF Style Expo. She kicked my ass and going into, making it happen. I was a little chicken shit, and she was like, do it. She mapped all it out. She mapped it all out for me. She's been a campaign manager. She goes up to the capital in in Sacramento in California to go and help advocate for young adults, like young adults in college, like whether it's like healthcare or all different kinds of access to rights. And so when she told me that she was going to be running for school board, I was like, oh my gosh, you have to come on. We got to talk. Like, let's have some fun. Let's talk about it. So I want y'all to meet my cousin. You got to be nice because it's my family, right? Show some love to Miss Kristin McGuire. Hey, cousin. How you? Oh wait, let me add you to the screen. There we go. Hey, girl.
Let me do this again. Hey.
How are you?
Oh, I'm awake. It's 9 o'clock in the morning here in California, so there's that.
Well, I appreciate it because you know how to call you to make sure.
I know, cousin.
Because I just wanted to make sure. I was like, okay. I want to make sure she's up because I know it's early to get ready and get together. So thank you for getting up early with us.
Let me tell you that I woke up early because I knew you were going to call me to make sure I was awake. So my goal was to not sound sleepy when you called me.
You tried it. You tried
it. Let me get ready.
I mean, because we know each other. Right. So, there have been quite a few things about you, like that we've talked about. You actually even guest posted on our site because you did. We're going to start with some fashion first because there's a funny story here. You ordered some bras off of Amazon.
Yes.
And, I will reshare and link the article later, but tell us about this journey because if you don't mind sharing like your bra size, because I know we got some other women on who are watching who can relate.
Yes. So I actually wear 38M. Like
M.
Yeah, that's how I remember it because my last name, McGuire. So I'm like, oh, initials. That's right.
M cup. So you went on to Amazon and you tested I think you tested like Amazon fashion?
Yes.
So how did that work?
Okay, so first we'll say backstory is that, it's always difficult to go shopping for bras. You have to find a store that carries your size in store, and then you have to try on, and then, it's like underwire situation where it always wants to poke out in the middle. I'm not sure what that's all about.
That part.
Whatever that is. But anyway, so you have to it's just like, oh, you can't just go in and know you wear a 38M. That's like not a thing because it's just different. Yes, Keisha, that is a thing, baby. So anyways, I saw Amazon fashion. Thank you, Ayo. Also, you might be my cousin. Richardson's my maiden name. So Amazon fashion came up over my Amazon one day and it was like, try it. So I was like, let me see something. So I ordered like 4 bras, I think it was. I can't even remember. And so the thing is, you get to try it. You get 7 days before you even have to pay for it. And they give you the packaging to send it back if it doesn't fit. So basically, I just became my own at-home boutique.
And word?
Bras, yes. And so, that's what it is. So Oh dang, sorry. So it's just like, yeah, so I'm my own little bra boutique. I'll order my bras from the same sellers that I would get from the bra stores, try them on, keep what fits, send back what doesn't. And yeah, I'm elated. You don't even know.
So from the 4 bras that you tried, was one of them like an M cup, or did you have like all different sizes? Like
So
how
what
like
I did was I got 2 different bras, and I got them in like and I might have gotten more than 4 if I remember, but I remember getting like a 38M and a 40M and a 38N and a 40N. And so I just ordered them, and then I tried them on just to see what happens.
and did your mind like kind of go like
Listen, yes is the answer to that. I'm always really happy. Are other ladies happy when you just find a bra that works and it doesn't poke out weird? Because I get really, really happy. Thank you. I got a purple and black one. And let me tell you why this is an accomplishment.
why is this an accomplishment, Kristin?
The last time I had a colored bra, I had to have been in middle school.
Oh wow, okay, I get it. Okay.
Because my breasts have just always been large. Like not even before I gained weight. I was a C cup in 5th grade.
Okay.
So this has always been a situation. So yeah, I've always, when your mama's buying your bras, you get that Walmart Playtex. So once I reached that, that's just where I lived for a while.
Got it. Now, here we have a question asking, have you sent anything back? How well does the return work? And have you tried it with items besides bras?
So the answer is yes. I sent back half of the bras that didn't fit. It was super easy. I just went right over to the UPS drop-off with the packaging that it came with. And that's really close to my house. So maybe the postman will also pick it up. Also, when my daughter had homecoming, your girl was running behind. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. So we went ahead and bought 5 dresses on Amazon because I wasn't sure how the sizes were going to work. And we was like, whichever black dress, I had to game her up real quick and was like, every young lady needs a black dress. So this is your black dress moment. We just going to order a whole bunch of black dresses. It was really for ease of parenting. I'll tell y'all that. But it worked for her. We ordered 5 black dresses, and we kept the one we liked the best, and we sent the rest back. And we were only charged for the one we kept with no problems.
She said, my boobs feel like they should never complain again about finding a triple D.
Baby, no, you should not. You should be happy.
I mean, so, while we're talking about, you are a 38M cup. Now you are a plus size woman who has been in politics, who's been in public service. So your day-to-day work life, like your work clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a struggle for you?
Yeah. So I would say everybody calls it my business casual phase that I went into when I first started to gain weight. I just started buying slacks and shirts, right? But then it just didn't feel like me. So just trying to find clothes that feel like me still has always been. Now what I do is I find like some basic color things, and then I throw something like this on top. It's kind of doing the thing. But I would definitely say like I just feel like things don't fit properly. And you already know how I feel about these cold shoulder shirts. Everything is cold shoulder. I'm like, can I?
Cold shoulder everything, right?
Yeah. Can I get a 3/4 sleeve, please? That's all I want. That's all I'm asking. Can somebody make me 2?
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, can I get a full sleeve?
Well,
like a full one.
Let's be clear. I'm 5'2". Even short sleeve shirts are full sleeves for me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So when it comes to finding items for work, for you being a public facing, like you're literally up on the Capitol Hill, like pitching bills, pitching and advocating for the youth, for the young adults.
Yes.
Like, where do you go to find items to wear to feel comfortable, to feel confident? Like suiting jackets, like.
So that's actually a big issue. So I can tell you my standard uniform that I wear is when I find a good pair of jeans that are not distressed. I'm wearing that. I'm wearing a t-shirt with something slick on the front and a blazer. And I get my blazers from Torrid because they're the stretchier, whatever, you probably know the fabric name. I'm calling it this. And
stretches.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
And I just throw that on. So that's my normal. If you see pictures of me like at the state capitol working, 9 times out of 10, that's what I have on. And some basic flats or sneakers because I love a tennis shoe. So that's usually what I have on. But when I have to get dressier or like do press conferences and stuff like that, I've just found dresses, and I don't even like dresses like that.
Now, when you say you have to find dresses, like what size are you?
Like 20.
So you're a size 20
or 18/20,
and you are you're 5'2", and you are a 38M.
Yes.
So when it comes to fit is a very tricky thing for you.
Yes.
So how do you navigate? Like, do you use a tailor? Do you get things tailored?
Yeah, so sometimes I'll go over. So pants, I always have to get tailored unless they have the short.
Hey, Brandy.
Hey, Brandy. Unless they have the short length. And then the blazers, the Torrid blazers, if they're the 3/4 sleeves ones, then we good. If they're a regular size blazer, it just depends on how much time I have, because I'm like, do I really want to go get this blazer tailored when it was like $40 and it costs more?
Tailoring is an investment.
Yeah, for clothes that cost a little more, I will. But sometimes I just make it work. Like I'll cuff a blazer sleeve now. I'm not above it.
So for my petite professional, business professional, my petite, like, business casual friends, like some of these things that Kristin is sharing with you, like we're talking about how the struggle is real, because I also just from the feedback and the comments we get a lot of comments about like what, petite options. And plus now Torrid has like brought in like petite dress options.
Yep.
I hope they bring in tall options on the other side. I'm in that weird too tall to be short and too short to be tall space.
I feel like every is a tall option.
Huh?
I said I feel like every dress Torrid has is a tall option.
I mean, I for you, I could see that. I could see that for you.
Torrid dresses, I tie in a little knot on the side.
Okay.
That's my fancy right there.
I do that too. I do.
You do it for cuteness. I do it for functionality.
I love you.
I'm like, do I want to trip and fall today?
That part, right? So, hi, Santara. Santara says she has the opposite struggle. Everything is too short.
Listen, y'all don't know Brandy and my life.
I'm just saying. So AO said that Macys has great options for business attire.
Oh yeah. So I actually shop at Macys too online, and they actually have the 3/4, the elbow sleeve shirt that I like.
Well, I'm like, even like this right here, like this is a weird, let me see. This is the sleeve length of that I'm wearing. So for you, it'd be like a full sleeve.
Yeah.
But for me, like I have to pull it up so it kind of feels like a little comfortable. But I'm in a jumpsuit too, so that's like a whole other different situation.
Yeah, no, I don't.
So someone, Brandy says, Shorty's in the house. We got our tall crew. We got our tall crew in there. I'm not even part of the tall crew. Like I'm like kind of like in the middle. I'm almost tall. So let's pivot, right? Okay. So we've talked a little bit about business casual options. Your struggle with finding bras. So now, do you solely buy your bras now on Amazon?
Yes.
Because of that, because of like the fact that they can send them, you can make sure it fits. And
also the Rona hit, and so I'm not about to be all in small shops like that. Because
pre-Rona, where did you shop? Because you put me on many moons ago to a place in LA.
Yeah, the place in Pasadena. Ooh, I forgot the name.
Jeanette's Bras.
Jeanette's Bras, and they give you cocktails when you go.
They just opened up a spot out here, Chris.
Oh, nice.
Yep, out here in Decatur. Jeanette's Bras just opened up, I think, her 4th or 5th location.
Do they give cocktails there?
I haven't been yet because of Rona.
Oh, yeah. Okay. And then there is, oh, man, I wish I would have looked. There is this small Black-owned shop here in Covina where I live. I'll have to look her up. But
when you get the name, shoot it over to me now and include it in our recap of this.
Okay.
Our article recap of this.
So that's where I was going, and she's like your auntie, right? You go in there, and it's like no personal space. Don't even go in there again. She's like, she's doing all this. She goes like this, and then starts bringing bras. She don't even ask you what your size is because you're
like, come here.
She works under the assumption that you just don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, well, I mean, because sometimes
she's right. So I go before the Rona, I was going to her as well. I'm so sad I forgot her name.
That's okay. We'll find it and then we'll share it, and we'll also even drop the link there too.
Okay, good. But yeah, so, and I don't know if she does online shopping, but it's just a nice little shop. And yeah, so those are the only 2 places that I've gone.
Got you. So we're gonna change the subject and jump into kind of like the one of the reasons why you're here. So one of the things y'all don't know about Kristin, like one of the things I've always admired is how with her daughters, like she has challenged them to advocate for themselves. She's challenged them to use their voice and literally has taught her daughters to go to the PTA meetings and speak as kids to, challenge like a ruling or something that the, teachers have done or like some rules that have happened. And I mean, ever since Katie was like 7 or 8 or something, she's been going to the meetings. So Kristin has been a PTA mom for like 8 years, and she's like active, like not just like, oh, here's some stuff. She's active, right? She's in there. And so when she told me that she was running for the school board, I was like, oh, Chris, what, like let's talk about this. Like, this is perfect for her. So what was your decision to run for this? Like, tell us a little bit about Kristin for Charter Oaks.
So, I guess background on myself is that I just feel like civic engagement, like I tell this is like my catchphrase, y'all. Civic engagement is a verb, right? It requires action. It's not a noun. It's not a thing. It's an action. So that just kind of runs deep in our family.
Literally, because brother is vice mayor at Long Beach.
Even beyond that, like my mom, your auntie, she integrated the schools in Alabama 50 years ago. So she was the person, the Black person, because she was more fairer complected, that was trusted to go into the schools to kind of get the other students used to having Black students there in Alabama. Our grandmother was the first Black radio DJ out there because she had a voice that they felt, was not a threatening voice. Our great grandfather was the first Black store owner out in Alabama. So when you think about these types of things in our family, this is in our blood.
Right.
First to do stuff, and just being involved in the community. So there's that. And yes, my brother is the vice mayor of the city of Long Beach, which is the second largest city in LA County, second to Los Angeles.
Woot.
And then parent involvement is another thing that I just believe strongly that the quality of education for our children is like primarily impacted by the involvement of the parent. And I don't mean that means you have to know how to do all the schoolwork they're doing. I'm saying you need to have a relationship with that teacher because they'll know who you are. They feel comfortable reaching out to you. So as soon as
they know who you are.
So as soon as my daughter started kindergarten, I saw a flyer that said join PTA. I was like, I'm in there. And she's 13 now. I've been involved at the school. We attend school board meetings. My children attend school board meetings. If they see something wrong, Caitlin has been doing public comment at school board meetings, and attending city council meetings and working campaigns since before she even fully knew how to talk. And she's been phone banking for candidates since I have pictures of her at 4 years old calling voters. So And my goddaughter, she's 18 now. She's been involved in elections since we were running for Associated Student Body in college. So they've been in it.
And so with the way that, you know, how you've like integrated them and you were integrated, and, you know, to kind of like just the, as you share kind of like the lineage of like the family just being active and using their voice, what, and even with your day job as you know, with what you do, the work you do, the fact that you got a bill passed, like, I think that's dope as hell, because as much as the only thing I remember about bills is like, I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill.
Which is still valid, still valid. I still show that to people when I'm teaching them the legislative cycle.
And so did that work influence you to now to run for the school board? Or was it like you already knew that you were going to do this someday, and now like you're, you know,
so
like,
with my background from running campaigns, I've always just had an enjoyment of that part of like the political cycle. I did not think that I was going to run for school board. What happened was, Ashley, my oldest, my goddaughter, was in 12th grade last year, and we were going through her college search and, you know, the journey to go to college. And I started to notice that there was a lot of 12th graders who just didn't know how to get there. And not of any fault of the counselors, because let's be real, we have way too many students per counselor.
That part.
So if you have a parent who didn't go to college, they just literally don't know how to tell you how to get there. Right?
Mm-hmm. They'll just tell you to go.
Right. And so that was my own experience. My mom said, you know, I don't know how you get there, but you have to go. It's the best thing. Make sure your counselor knows you. And she knew enough to tell me, get to that counselor. So what I learned was that these kids just didn't know. And I found myself helping a whole lot of kids. And I was like, wait a minute, there has to be a policy here. So I guess because I do policy work, that's what clicked in my head. Then I was like, YOLO, I'm running for school board.
That part.
And that's what happened. And so I'm running to expand the college and career going culture at the high school. So like our economy is changing right before our eyes. The world is changing. Work as we know it is changing. Like, you're a trendsetter with the work at home and digital work, right? But this is something that's going to be very, very, very normal now. Even for me, who used to go to work every day, I'm at work right now.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, not literally, in case my job looks and be like, oh, you at work and you all on the Zoom. But yes. So like, we need to be able to get our kids ready for that. We need to expose them to these types of careers. If college isn't you know, their pathway, then make sure they're exposed to careers where they can still get trained and
trade.
Yes.
Yeah. Because there's different options, and sometimes it's just the education, the awareness of, and better ways, like, you know, especially as there's still people who are being first generation going to college or second generation, and like, how do we do it differently so it's better for you than it was for me?
Exactly. And then how do you do it with the least amount of debt, even going to college? Like, you know, student debt is a crisis in our country. So how do you do it without, you know, incurring a lot of debt? Nationally, women hold the most debt, and then Black women hold the most debt out of that group. So,
wow.
Yeah. So, and when
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and when you think about all the other layers, glass ceilings, women not making as much as men, and then Black women not making as much as other female counterparts, it's like we have the most debt and then take on and make the least in wages. So now that we're equipped with that information, let's do something about it.
Yeah, right. As opposed to just talking about it, how do we be about it?
And so this is how I've chosen to be about it.
You are now running for school board.
I know.
So to impact policy change to help better equip our young high school students through that college trade route. And so, you know, for those people who aren't in California, you are in like the border of LA/Orange County/ the IE.
I would say I'm about 28 miles east of downtown LA. But yeah, I guess we could say border. I guess Pomona's technically the border, but I'll take it. Yes.
So, you know, for you, like, you know, you are also the only Black woman running, correct?
I am. Mm-hmm.
And then, are there any other plus people running?
No.
So you are the only Black and plus person running because, you know, you bring an intersection that's very unique, especially being a plus person in politics, a plus person, a Black plus woman, a Black woman. And so for you, and you're a wife of a veteran, and, you know, you have your daughter and your goddaughter whom you've adopted.
Yes.
So for you, like, you kind of bring all these things to the table and you're telling this story. What is one thing you want people to be able to take from this? Like, you know, if this is their first time learning you, if this is the first, or they're wanting to know how they can support you.
So one will start with the support. My website is KristinforCharterOak.com. And the way you can support me if you're not a voter here is to contribute money. Every contribution counts. $20, $2,000. I'll take it. And I think it's important that folks understand that when we're talking about civic engagement and how you can help folks and support folks, sharing content is helpful. And really, like, most women, the first barrier they have to running for office is that they don't want to ask for money. It's something just as women we don't like to do. And it is difficult. Like, don't get me wrong. I am no pro at this, and I actually don't like asking for money. But it costs money to run these types of races. And there's been tons of research shown that men will ask for money 5 to 10 times more than a woman will, just because we are raised in a way to not do that. So that's definitely something that I'm learning, is that I just have to ask folks for money and not say, can you give me $25? But I've called people and asked them for $1,500, and it like makes my armpits sweat.
But listen, but you did this for your other clients when you were running and executing campaigns.
I know, it's
like
crazy.
You were the campaign manager for who?
Asia Brown in Compton. Everybody knows her. She's kind of famous. And then Vogue magazine did a piece on her and interviewed me. So I thought I was in Vogue. That article said her friend said, I was like,
no.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm the campaign manager, Heifer.
Right. It's me. I'm the woman that made the magic. But what, it's fine. And then my brother, Rex Richardson in Long Beach. A couple of assembly candidates, some other local candidates. So I've done some stuff.
So now it's hard to switch it around and do it for yourself.
It's definitely more difficult to run your own campaign than it is for other people.
Right.
And then I would say my takeaway, because I feel like we're going to be at time soon.
Okay.
My takeaway I want people to know is that just put yourself out there. You have a lot more skills and talents that you even give yourself credit for. And even if you're not a person who feels comfortable yet running for office, really supporting people who do and putting yourself out there as a supporter is very, very important. A lot of the times, folks tend to, I know from my own experience, a lot of women have been told to not talk about politics with their friends because it's a touchy subject. And I push back against all of that. You can still be friends with folks and have different political views. That's fine. But you also can't be afraid to talk about politics when they impact every aspect of our everyday lives. So all the way at school board impacts even folks who don't have kids in school. Because if you live in the community, your property taxes pay for the school. Even if you rent, property taxes are factored into your rent. So school board is very important. Yeah, it's important. And people don't even think about it. And if you own a home, the quality of the school impacts the value of your home, even if you don't have children.
See, I thought it was the other way around, but okay.
It's both. But if you have poor schools, then you won't have people moving into your community.
That part. Okay. Yes.
So yeah, school board races are like the little race that a lot of the times folks overlook because they think if they don't have children, it's not important. But if you live there, then it's important.
Oh, well, so do me a favor, drop your handles where people can follow you, where they can support you, where they can donate to you. Let us know. Tell us all the details. Go ahead and say them out loud.
My Facebook is Kristin McGuire for Charter Oak. I don't know. I sent it to you. You know I'm bad with this stuff.
I'm challenging you, girl. You got to get used to it. Come on.
Facebook is Kristin McGuire for Charter Oak, and then Instagram is Kristin for CO, and it's FOR, not the number 4, because I'm not snazzy like that. And Twitter I mainly use for work, but it's I'm just Chrissy with a lot of underscores. I'm _just_ Chrissy, KRISSY. There you will find a wide variety of banter about 90s rap and political things. And yeah, I do want to say I'm running with 2 other women. We formed a slate. We call it Moms for CO. So if you look up #Moms for CO on Instagram or Facebook, you'll find all 3 of us, and we are the only candidates with children in the schools. So, yes,
that part.
That, because that's the way it is.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Kristin. Like, first of all, thank you for getting up early. Thank you for being a guest. And for those of you guys who are watching, we will be actually recapping